Welcome to the first day of 30 Takes in 30 Days, the NBA season preview series going from the worst to the best of the upcoming NBA season. Over the next month, I'll be taking you team by team through the NBA in order of who I think is most likely to win the NBA championship. Who's the best and who's the rest. And the Brooklyn Nets are the worst of the rest. Yeah, this is going to be a tough season for Brooklyn. But why do they care about it? Because the Nets could go 0 for 82 and I'd look at you like, yeah, actually that would be pretty good for them. The Nets threw in the towel on this season by trading Mikal Bridges to the Knicks for 4 unprotected first-round picks, some swaps, Shake Milton, and Bogdanovic the Elder, which is an absolute king's ransom, and the price that the Knicks had to pay to take the best player from their crosstown rival. I don't think another team could have got their hands on Bridges for less, and I think that he really only moved because the Knicks offer was so insane that if Sean Marks had rejected it, he would have been fired when the offer leaked. Coming out of a 2024 draft where they didn't have a single pick of their own, the Nets just want to get to the 2025 draft as quickly as possible. They have their own pick, a top 4 protected pick that they got in the deal acquiring Mikal, an unprotected first rounder from Phoenix that they got in the Durant deal, and now the Knicks unprotected first rounder. That Phoenix pick has been traded like 5 times. It has its origins in the Paul George Clippers trade and now has so many conditions attached to it that it could become OKC or Houston's pick if it lands in a certain draft order, but that's an issue for June 2025. The point is the Nets have 4 first round picks and absolutely no reason to win even a single game this season. And they might not be done trading assets. I mean, have you seen Cooper Flagg? The Duke prospect is the predicted number 1 pick in this draft, and he looks incredible already. He's huge, he's got a great feel for the game, defensively he's already elite, his shot's improving, and he can handle the ball. He's not a Wemby tier prospect, but he's a rung below. He's like if RJ Barrett was good. Team USA brought him into their Olympic training camp, and he went at Anthony Davis and didn't walk away embarrassed. If you haven't seen any Cooper Flagg footage, go and watch some after this. He's the kind of guy that you waste a season for. The Nets are going to be absolute poop for Coop. And before going over the reasons they're going to suck, let's talk about the most fun guy that they've got left on this roster, Cam Thomas, Mr. Green Light. Cam put up decent numbers last season, 22, 3, and 3, and just a scratch under 30 minutes a game. The numbers don't matter though, because he's just fun to watch. And when I watch Brooklyn games this year, I at least want them to be fun, even if they're completely inconsequential. The guy's a bucket. I love watching him play. Nothing that he does ever means anything, and I'm excited for more 40-point nights in a loss backed up by 19 the next game, also in a loss. Trouble is, Shake Milton is kind of the exact same guy, and a little bit of a better passer. Another positive, Jordi Fernandez is the new coach at the helm. He's been an assistant at Denver and Sacramento and is the current coach of the Canadian national team. And even though they underperformed at the Olympics, they overperformed at the World Cup. And while Jordi is going to have a tough job of it this year, he's a good coach. And Brooklyn aren't expecting miracles. He'll get a few years to lay his roots and set up his systems without any expectations of success. And with this roster, no one player is greater than the team, just purely from a talent perspective. Look for Brooklyn to play faster this year. They were 25th in pace at 97.56 possessions per game last season. That'll probably bump up this year. Like I was saying earlier, Brooklyn probably aren't done trading either. There's rumors that Cam Johnson, who is extension eligible, but also 27 and without a role on this team for a corner shooter that can't do much else, while Bogey is a $20 million expiring contract that can give you a few games, and Dorian Finney-Smith, who is a good defender, but offensively, he's the kind of guy that at every point in his career has been available for 2 second-rounders. All those guys could be on the move. Nick Claxton agreed to a 4-year, $97 million deal over the summer, and after averaging 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks last season on a Nets team that was better than this season's team will be, but was still dreadful, absolutely deserved that contract. Claxton is 25, and if his ceiling is as a very good rim protector and high percentage roll man, last season he shot 70% within 3 feet of the basket. That's a great ceiling. He's small for a center, 6'11", but wiry, but he struggles against elite size, and while he's done an admirable technical job defending Joel Embiid in the past, the big fella averages 31 points and 10.5 rebounds in their matchups. But that's still enough. There are plenty of teams in the league that would want a diet Evan Mobley at 1/3 the price, and he can be traded before the deadline, I think from the 1st of February, so keep an eye out for Nick Claxton rumors. In pursuit of better draft odds, Brooklyn will be prepared to trade anyone with a pulse and the ability to stay on the court, which brings us to Ben Simmons, who is now in the final year of the 5-year, $190 million rookie extension he signed in Philly in 2020, and hasn't that gone badly? Ben is going to be 28 this season and has played a total of 57 games since 2021. And what more is there to say about Ben Simmons at this point? He's never healthy. When he's on the court, he's too timid to shoot. No team in the league is going to defend him when he has the ball, and his teammates don't care whether he's with them or not. At this point, no one is invested in Ben's career anymore, not even Ben. I've seen more footage of Ben fishing in the offseason than in the gym, and usually Ben is the greatest proliferator of summer sizzle reels. But according to Nets sources, he's been playing 5-on-5 basketball for weeks now, which is the thing you'd expect a basketball player to do, and according to his trainer, he's at an all-star level. But can I just, see a game? Come to think of it, with Ben in a contract year, he's going to be at least attempting to play more games of NBA than COD, and with the Nets trying to lose as many games as possible to maximize their draft picks, Ben Simmons might be the most effective tank commander of all time. You know what? You go out there and show those haters, Ben. Take every shot you want. Drive to your heart's content. Jump stop into a spot 6 feet away from the hoop directly in front of your defender with nowhere to go and throw that baby hook. This is your year. And for all the Ben Simmons fans who pop out of the woodwork the moment that Ben Simmons plays kinda well, in the last week he's 2 buckets away from averaging a near triple-double, that's what you guys sound like, burned you. And why is it that the points are always 6? To those people I say, I need a 2-month stretch. I can't have this here and there nonsense. Give me, first of all, 2 straight months of Ben Simmons playing basketball. Let's see who this guy even is anymore, and then we can talk. I just want to say, I also really like Dennis Schroeder, but he needs to be on a good team for him to actually play well. We've seen Dennis on bad teams, and it's not been fun. If you do NBA fantasy, he might be worth a late pick, like an 8th or 9th round, since someone has to get assists on this team. 70% of Claxton's points were assisted last year, and Dennis is the most likely. Noah Clowney only played 23 games for them last year. Yeah. Maybe, he looks okay. That leaves me with Day'Ron Sharpe and Zaire Williams to talk about, and I'm sorry, but there's nothing to be gained by talking about Zaire Williams in 2024. So, that's the Brooklyn Nets. There's a lot of intrigue to be had in this team, but mostly in the sense of what they'll do to make a good team in 5 years' time rather than anything that they do on the court now. And that's fine, that's why there's a draft. And that's day 1 of 30 takes in 30 days. Come back tomorrow where we'll still be in the East, talking about a team that I can hardly believe I wasn't talking about as the worst team in basketball. Bye!